Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to Ken TV Live Community Health Hotline. My name is Juliette Jones and I'm with Universal Family Connection. And it has been a while since I've been tuned in myself to Ken TV. So please welcome me back with phone calls and your questions. You can call the hotline at 312-738-1060. Once again, my name is Juliette Jones. I'm with Universal Family Connection. We are a full-fledged social service organization centered in the Beverly area of Chicago. And I'm just going to put up our website. So I want you to take a look at our website when you have time. And I'm also going to focus you on we having a health fair. So I want to make sure I get this in this evening. We having a health and wellness fair on Thursday, April the 26th. And it's going to be at 1350 West 103rd Street, which is our main office. I would like people to come tune in, come see us. We need vendors, and we also need you to get all the health and resource information that is available. And also Universal Family Connection, we have a support group. Our support group is on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we're located once again at 1350 West 103rd Street in Chicago, Illinois. And our phone number is 773-881-1711. Extension is 1156. And my name is Juliette Jones. We have an HIV positive support group. So please, please, please come. And so let's get down to today's topic that I would like to discuss. And like I said, feel free to call in. And so today's topic, I want to focus on our whole head. Sorry about that. Black women in PrEP. And you may say, what is PrEP? Well, I'm going to walk you through what is PrEP. Have you heard about PrEP? PrEP is, P is stand for pre-exposure prophylactic. So it breaks down the P, the R, the E, and the P. Pre-exposure prophylactic. And what exactly is that? It's a way for people who do not have HIV to take a pill, and that pill will prevent them from contracting HIV. And you have to be followed by a doctor, and as I say, you have to be HIV negative. So if you didn't have an HIV test, feel free to come to Universal Family Connection, and I can test you free of charge for an HIV test. Monday through Friday. So PrEP is a pill is taken once a day to decrease chances of contracting HIV. It's been on the market since 2012. So that's a long time for people to not know about PrEP. And if you do, if you're listening in or you're watching, please call 312-738-1060 and tell me the feedback on how you feel about PrEP, or if you know someone that's taking PrEP, or if you're taking PrEP or want to consider taking that so that you can remain HIV negative. So that's the goal on PrEP. And PrEP is more than 90% effective. And of course they have been doing trials to ensure that PrEP is 90% effective. But it also involves your commitment to it. I've seen people who were on PrEP, doing some of the education centered around Chicago. And one young man, he seems to be, satisfied that he's on a preventive measure that he can just take because it gives him the power to take the pill every day. And so it has to build up into your immune system at least 27 days for it to be quite effective. So adherence is what I'm hearing is the key to ensure that PrEP works for you. So it's not just as 90% effective, it's 100% effective once you're being adherent to taking the medication. So you have to keep in mind. And no, it doesn't prevent other STDs. No, it does not prevent from, gonorrhea or chlamydia. So that's why it is important to wear a condom if you feel that you may be exposed to that. So when you think about PrEP, think about who is a great candidate to take PrEP. Someone who's HIV negative, of course, and someone who is engaged in unprotected sex with someone, whether they're a heterosexual or a MSM, man who sleeps with men, men who have sex with men. So that is one of the candidates for taking PrEP. Then there's also an HIV negative woman, and the talk is about women in PrEP. And I just wanted to shed light on that because sometimes women get lost in some of the discussions around PrEP or any preventive measure or any health issue. And so me as a woman, I would like to bring that to the table this evening. And also, as I said, men who have sex with men who engage in condomless sex would be a great candidate for taking PrEP. Men who have sex with men with multiple sex partners, as well as women with multiple sex partners, so there's no bias going on. Anyone with syphilis or rectal sexually transmitted disease should consider being the candidate for PrEP. Like I said, even though it will not stop gonorrhea or syphilis or any other sexually transmitted disease, but at least you won't have HIV as a worry. And I feel, and I'm going to step out and say this, I feel if you were being followed by a doctor taking PrEP, then you will make sure you get that education and you'll get a treatment for STDs if you were being followed by a doctor. So that's why I think it's important. So just keep that in mind. You're being followed by a doctor, and the doctor will assess your sexual risk. And those questions may come up, and that you may be at risk, or hey, if you never had a test for sexually transmitted disease, you will get that, before you get prescribed PrEP. So that's a good thing. So like I say, anyone who is engaged in unprotected sex with an HIV positive sex partner, or not just a sex partner, anyone who's engaged in injection drug user would be a great candidate for PrEP. Because through injection drug use, if a person is HIV positive and they're sharing those needles or the works, then they would be at risk. And so it protects against HIV, PrEP does. So once again, my name is Juliet Jones, and you're watching or listening to the Community Health Hotline. I'm with Universal Family Connection. Feel free to call in. It's been a while, so I'm pretty sure I have some followers still out there. Please call 312-738-1060. So PrEP is a medication, so just keep that in mind. And people even say, well, why are we even talking about HIV? Well, HIV disproportionately affects Black Americans. Statistically, half Black gays and bisexual and same-gender loving men will contract HIV in their lifetime. And statistically, 1 in 20 Black men will contract HIV in their lifetime. So now it's breaking it down. And also, statistically, 1 in 48 Black women will contract HIV in their lifetime. And then you may say, why is that? Because when I read statistics like that, I say, well, why is that? And then I have to you got to look at self, and I look at the community that I live in, and I also look at, do I have access to a doctor? And I'm really going to see my doctor, am I engaging in unprotected sex? So, like I said, you have to look at self. And I think when we look at self, it reduces the stigma. It takes away the stigma. And because now we're focusing on our health. And when you focus on your health, then you're also going to look and focus and help support your partner and where they're at. And so that's why I think it's important that we are talking about, HIV, and then knowing that there's a way to prevent HIV. Any preventive measure is great. Now, there are other preventive measures, so anyone would like to call in just to remind us of other preventive measures. There's condoms, right? So we can't forget about condoms. And condoms are just, 99.9% effective. In fact, I saw a sign today, it says 90% effective. So, but I do believe it starts with us. We have to be self-reliable and responsible for when we engage in unprotected sex, or it could be injection drug use. It could be anything that would put us at risk for HIV. It could be even getting a tattoo. So you have to educate yourself and know the proper way of getting a tattoo. You know, you have to change the needle as well as the inkwell. And so that's why it's important to talk about HIV and other preventive measures for HIV. And also, the number one, abstinence. If you don't engage in sex, then there is no risk. So we have to keep that in mind. And abstinence is not a long term. It could be a short term. It can just be for that weekend when you're out at a party. Hey, I'm going to abstain from having unprotected sex. Or I'm going to abstain from having sex. I'm not going to try to be the life of the party. So think about that. I'm not going to try to be the one to want to do the drugs. So abstinence it's not long term. So I could believe it could be doable in that short or long range, but it is a preventive measure. And some people may say, why does the epidemic on HIV look the way it does? In the statistics, like I said, 1 in 20 black or 1 in 48 black women will acquire. It is the behavior, like I said, it is the fact that a person is not practicing safer sex by those preventive measures. And so a person don't want to use condoms, well, there's PrEP, so that's why PrEP is out there. And also, I believe stigma can stop a person from even getting tested. So that's why it is important to get tested, to go to your doctor and talk about HIV, talk about having safer sex, talk about sex, Okay, and that's why PrEP is there as a preventive measure. You can take back the power. You can take that blue pill. It is a blue pill. You could take that blue pill, and so perhaps you don't want to inform your partner, but at least you're being protected. And so that's a good way too. It's giving you that self-responsibility for self. And PrEP is an important tool to use in HIV prevention. So as they say, put that in your toolkit. Carry it with you. Put it in your purse, or and I wouldn't say your wallet, but put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocket. It can also work with condoms. Now, you can still use condoms, remember, because PrEP does not protect from sexually transmitted diseases, such as syphilis or gonorrhea. So that's why. And I want to focus back on black women taking that control and going to the doctor, sitting down, talking to the doctor about their sexual health so that they can think about PrEP and bring it up, to your provider. Don't wait for the provider to say, well, okay, hey, have you heard about PrEP? Educate yourself and go to your doctor and tell them that you decided that you want to take PrEP, because it's for the woman to protect herself. We can't wait for the man. That's nice, or we can't wait for our sexual partners, but it's best for a woman to take that power and stand up and take PrEP. So, and with PrEP in women, that's why, if you want more information, go to the CDC, Center of Disease Control and Prevention, and because they have more information on PrEP, because you can take PrEP if you're planning to have a baby. See, PrEP in pregnancy works just fine. And so that's why you need to know it works different in women, only because the way that we're biologically made. But it does work if you decide to have a baby. So it works well. So there's plenty of information on that. And the women, it has to be on it longer. But normally if a person is taking PrEP every day and it builds up into your immune system for 27 days, and then you can be safe. It's up to you. If you decide not to wear a condom or to wear a condom, know that the PrEP is there now, is quite effective to prevent HIV. So I just want you to be aware of that. And guess what? And if you decide, that is not the guy or the woman for me, well, guess what? You could take a vacation from it, but always talk to your doctor. Let your doctor know you decide, oh, well, I'm not going to take PrEP. This one, I took it for 6 months, so I'm not going to take it for whatever reason. You know, if you have been experiencing side effects, then you should inform your doctor about that. Now, some known side effects was muscle pain, and of course you get nausea. And with any medicine, it can affect your liver and perhaps kidneys. So that's why you're being followed by a doctor. So when you go to your doctor's appointment, you bring up those issues that you may have, while you were taking PrEP. Or if you decide not to take PrEP for a while, guess what? There's vacations that you can take with PrEP. And then when you go back on, of course, you got to let your doctor know. And then that doctor will still do that sexual assessment of you to see where you're at, to make sure that you're not HIV positive. You'll be getting that HIV test once again. So that's important to get that regular HIV test. Okay, and how about when it talks about STIs or sexually transmitted diseases and pregnancy? PrEP is only for HIV prevention, and condoms and other methods still have to be used to prevent STIs. I want to keep saying that. And PrEP does not prevent pregnancy. So that's why for PrEP in women, you still have to be followed by a doctor. And if you don't want to get pregnant, then you will have to be on birth control methods. And then if you do, as I said, you can still take PrEP during pregnancy, and your doctor can discuss further. And PrEP is safe for women who are considering pregnancy and breastfeeding. And see, if you want to know more, then that's a reason to talk to your doctor, or go to the CDC, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention website. And there's plenty of websites. There's the Body, if you want more information on PrEP and considering pregnancy and breastfeeding. Okay. Is PrEP expensive? So we think about affordable medicine, affordable health care. And actually, I've been told that some doctors do not even know about PrEP. Well, that's not good. That means that campaign has to change. And, it has to reach more providers. But most insurance covers PrEP. Medicaid covers PrEP in all 50 states, so that's good to know. That is good to know. There are programs to cover the cost of co-pays and labs if you qualify. And PrEP is a program. It's just not a pill. It's responsibility behind PrEP. And so that's why you need to make sure you have your insurance in hand. You make sure you have a doctor. Make sure you have all those things. Make sure you have the education. You have to be adherent to it. Okay, and as I said, your pharmacist and doctor can help you understand the cost, because cost is different between different insurance. My insurance may charge less copay than someone else's insurance. So just talk to your pharmacist and your doctor to find out. And then also you can do information on your own and find out. There's a website on Black women in PrEP to get more information as well, along with the CDC and the Body. So PrEP is not expensive. And I do know Gilead, they have a pharmacy assistance program that can help with some of those costs. So that's a good thing to know. And you could also go to the CDC website. They got a PrEP assistance information as well. The city of Chicago does. So where can I get PrEP? How do I talk to my doctor about this? Remember, don't wait for your doctor to ask you about PrEP. Don't wait till your doctor to ask you about anything that you feel that your doctor should be discussing with you. You have to have a partnership with your doctor. You have to feel comfortable talking to your doctor. So that's why it's best to go seek the information on your own first. It may not be a lot of information, but it just may be one line of something that you want to know about. In this instance, we're talking about PrEP. And then that's when you go to your doctor and you sit down and you can talk to them about it. So that's why it's important. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you can do to find out about PrEP. As I said, so it's for you as a individual to be responsible for self, to be self-responsible. Once again, my name is Juliet Jones, and I'm with Universal Family Connection, and we have HIV positive support group on Fridays, not this Friday because it's Good Friday, and our support groups from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we also do HIV testing, free HIV testing there from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So feel free to give me a call, 773-881-1711, or you can always come to 1350 West 103rd Street to come in for HIV testing or more discussion on PrEP or anything about HIV. And so living in the community, we have to do more to get the message out about PrEP. Now, I will say I've seen PrEP in other fields. I've seen PrEP with men who have sex with men. I've seen so many information on PrEP with MSM, so we as women have to get the information out about PrEP. We cannot have our numbers as, being high in infections of HIV or any STDs, because we as women is the one to say the no. We have the power to say no, and we have that self-responsibility to protect ourselves. So just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, as I said, about PrEP or HIV testing or about a support group, feel free to reach out to me at Universal Family Connection, 1350 West 103rd Street. And I am looking forward to seeing you all as a vendor or participant for our Health and Wellness Fair, which is going to be Thursday, April the 26th, 2018. And some of our invited guests is WellCare, that's an insurance planner, Gilead, which is the one that dispenses PrEP, and also New York Life Insurance, and also Mount Sinai. We're going to have free blood pressure and body mass index mapping. And we're going to have a raffle, so it's free. Please come to it's free as a participant. Please come to our health fair. In Universal Family Connection, we have a wide range of social services. We have domestic violence program, a substance abuse program. We have a youth program. We have a foster care program, an adoption service program. We have an intake program, which keeps the family together. So feel free to go to our website at www.ufcinc.org to learn more about Universal Family Connection. We have been in the social service area for 30 years plus, and so that's a great thing to know. It's important for us to get information out in the community on HIV testing and PrEP, and to knowing your risk. So if you have a last minute question, feel free, hurry up, try to get it in, 312-738-1060. So PrEP, pre-exposure prophylactic, is a program to prevent HIV. And you have to be HIV negative to take it. You'll be followed by a doctor. So that's why it's important. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Once again, my name is Juliet Jones at Universal Family Connection. And you're watching the live Community Health Hotline. Feel free to visit the website, www.ufcinc.org. Thank you. Goodbye.